So what advice would you give a landlord that's got his first unit and he's considering holiday homes rather than long-term?
My advice would be don't go in it thinking it's just renting out a space. I mean, a holiday home is a business, so you need to treat it like one. Invest in good furniture, make it feel welcome, and think about the guest experience from start to finish. Work with a professional management team like ours. We can handle pricing, marketing, and guest care so you don't have the stress. So when it's done right, it can be way more profitable than a traditional lease. And it's actually really fun to see people enjoy your property.
So what are some mistakes that landlords make when they're trying to manage properties on their own?
I mean, a lot of landlords think managing a holiday home is easy, but it's more than just handing over the keys. One big mistake is underestimating the time and effort it takes to handle bookings, cleanings, guest requests. Another is pricing incorrectly. Setting a flat rate, as I said in my previous answer. And third is neglecting the guest experience. Slow response, missing essential or outdated interior leads to bad review and lower income. Honestly, working with a management team saves you so much stress and usually ends up making you more money.
Okay, Rania, tell me, what does a typical day look like for you as a founder?
You know, the thing that I buy a lot of properties in Dubai, and I'm a real estate agent. I have a real estate company, I have an AI company, and I have a holiday home company.
Too many to manage. And 2 dogs, 2 pomegranates.
Yeah. So, I mean, I get too many calls from agents, innocent agents. And you know, when I started, I was not making that much call. I did at the beginning, but then I stopped. Because it's a bit, how to say, like, now we are in 2025. You don't need to do cold calling with AI. Like, I have this Omnix 6 AI.
Yes.
I started this AI agents. They do the work for you and no one does the calling anymore. So I feel like some agents are still working the old method. AI will not replace you, guys. The person who's using AI will replace you. Will take your job.
I like that.
Yeah. So this is what a lot of people, AI is here to replace us. We're losing our job. No. The person who's using AI is going to replace you. Right now, my agent come, I need a property in this building that. Ask the AI. She does the job for you. Why? Hello, no answer because AI will keep calling at her. She answered, and she's so professional. She talks better than any agent I have. I'm so.
And the knowledge.
The knowledge?
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah. I mean, she's like knowledge, of course, because she's like AI is committed to open AI. No, So she's very well trained right now. We've been using the AI agent since 1 year and a half. I had one of my investors who wanted to invest in this technology and open. We started the company like 8 months ago. So I think right now a lot of people like this is like sorry, you were asking me how will your day look like, and then I went to another subject, which is AI. So I wanted to give this advice to a lot of people: stop doing the calling by yourself. Just get the technology to do it for you, and you can use Omnix AI, a company. They're doing a very good job. Like they have the best tech people. Our technology also can link to many CRMs like HubSpot.
Excellent.
Yeah. So now we got the biggest client from Africa, all over Africa. We are covering with our AI agent. So
it's worldwide now going like, why would you hire a wholesale?
Because we are the first one with AI agent. So we are the first company in Dubai doing this. And now even Africa and US is calling us for this, because our quality, the AI, it's amazing.
It's so realistic. You wouldn't even think you're talking to AI.
I guess no one can hear the conversation with the client, like no one does speak French, English, Arabic. Is like so cool. I love it. Every time I'm so impressed. Yes, it's a bit scary sometimes. Like, where are we? What's the future going to look like? Really, it's scary, yeah. But it's exciting at the same time.
You've got to adapt to it. It's happening whether we like it or not. Because I might as well jump on the bandwagon.
Same what happened 2021 with the drop shaking. Whoever was first did the money. Whenever you're first, you do money. So you have to to take the opportunity. There's always opportunity coming.
Yeah.
It's about taking advantage of the opportunity and starting your own thing.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so I get a lot of calls. That's a bit annoying.
So go on. You get a bit of calls. First thing you wake up as a founder is the calls.
Calls, message,
True.
and then get ready, go to office if I have meetings.
Yeah.
Otherwise, all my work is from my laptop on my phone. When it's like only I go to office or I have meetings or I have type of meeting.
And you usually don't switch off as an owner as well because you're running a business, so you don't really take any time off.
I never I cannot. But salary I cannot afford.
And you know what? You're such a hard worker. I've seen you. It's like Sunday, whatever day she's working.
Work for me is not hard.
It's passion, right?
I love it. I love it. And I just love when everyone comes for advice or ask me a question. Not you when you come and ask me stupid questions sometimes.
Depends which question you should to me. Sometimes like, did you look for it before you come? I'll actually be the last person to tell you. You have no solution. Then you need to come to me.
Cut that out, hopefully.
Get on pause. I'm in the podcast. Okay.
Rania, what does success mean for you?
That's a good question, actually. I think a lot of people will determine success differently. Some people will say it's money. When you had a difficult childhood, you were always like bullied, were not good at school. It's like when someone say, like, or your parents or your family comes in and you say, wow, Rania really is the one helping everyone around her, like financially, she made it. And that's success for me. And so being able to say, okay, yes, I had a tough childhood. I was not really good at school. I gave hard time to my parents. I didn't even like school. But at the end, I'm the one who's bringing bread to the family, and then I have that appreciation. And that's like, that your family and mom is proud of you. That look like you always wanted. You always look for a validation from your family, your parents, because we Arabic comes from different, like, we're European. They're always like reinforcing. They're always like motivating because we're always like, you have always like, I don't know how to explain it, but
like you have to prove yourself.
Yeah, you have to take care of everyone, and you have to
responsibility.
You have to take care. Yeah. And I don't know how to say it, honestly. It's big. I want to say something wrong, but sometimes like when you had a bad start, people always pretend to know your end, and they already give you a title. When you just had a bad start, not the best start. You never know. You can be slow at the beginning, but win at the end. And that's what always like around you, like the people, the friends, always, okay, oh, she's so bad at school, she's not gonna succeed in her life, And don't stay in that circle who always doubt you. Get out of it. That's what I did. I got out of that place that I was not appreciated. So I had to leave that, where I came to a different culture, different people, That's how I start believing myself.
I love that. That's gonna speak to a lot of people who can resonate with that. Because it's not about you start, it's how you end. And people judge you on the start, but it's really how do you...
Yeah.
It's a journey that you're going through. I love that.
Yeah, and then you leave your country, you come to Dubai, you travel, you had a hard time to, sometimes to survive. It's not easy, Dubai.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
It's not.
It's not easy. They think people, okay, now we're driving G1, we have 12 properties, we're living a lot. No, we went through really hardship before reaching where we are, The rejection. But always there is the hope and the opportunities in this country.
Yes.
So, but it didn't come easy, So you just need to keep going, and if you have an idea, believe in it, do it, You have nothing to lose.
I have a question for you. What now other real estate agents that want to make it in this market, in the booming real estate market, what are common mistakes and things you see from agents now, and what could they do better?
I would tell you, because I have a team.
Okay.
I hire people, they come, they go, they come, they go.
Yeah.
I know my leads are very good. I know my system are very good. My AI system, everything is good. I see people making a lot of money, and I see people not making nothing. the thing that 90% of the people think getting into real estate is going to be printing money. You gotta be millionaire overnight. People didn't want to work. People don't want to pick up the phone. That's the problem. Anyone can make it. Do you really want to make it? Or because your cousin or your friend or that person on Instagram did it, so you say, let me do it. You really want to do it or not? Anyone can do it. And it's not because of the company. It's not because of the company or because of the leads. Because any agent will come and blame on the company. Oh, the leads is bad, this, that. No, it's you are the problem. Because you want to make money. You come every day. You do your calls. You go to your meetings. Boom, boom. You arrange your listings. People that have listings, they don't even check when this listing is there. There's no credit. They don't care. Oh, but the admin didn't do it. The admin to the work is not to take care of your money. That's your business. You're a partner. When you come and share commission, we give you the tools. You need to follow up on your listing. So yeah, so we'll have listings expired. They don't do the kids. That's the problem. There are always excuses, you know. So this is what I would say. The problem is not the real estate market. It's not the company. The problem is the agent. If he don't close deal, it's because of you. It's not good enough. He don't know how, he don't want to make money. People are lazy. They come one day a week in the office. Sometimes they don't come at all. Say, we are here, we are there, meeting up. There's nothing. And even if people coming every day try, and you have to show them how to do it. And if they are talented enough for the sales, they can do it. Sales is not being trained or knowing the project or knowing square feet. Believe me, I have people, they don't know even what's the mean of square feet where they came to join my company before they get trained. They don't know even the square. First week they close a deal. It's not about how knowledgeable. No. There is a lot of luck that happened in real estate. I closed my first deal. I didn't know nothing. I was not even in real estate. It was a complete accident. Yes, Iraq. So, do you want me to tell you my story? How I closed my first deal? Oh, let me tell you how. I was working in a company in Boulevard Plaza. They do trading commodities and everything. So with Africa, I was like business developing for the French client. I was down and I didn't have my lunch. There is morning. Gentleman asked me, I'm visiting a real estate company. I heard you talking with your colleague about real estate. Is it your company? I said, no, but we do have real estate at the company. This is our office. Come after your meeting. It was in the same office. I had also company real estate. I was not working in that real estate. That company know nothing. And there are two companies on the same office. Yeah. After half an hour, I was upstairs. I forgot about this. I see the gentleman answering, hey, yes, I came. Boom. He came. By the luck, I had one friend of the owner. He wanted to sell 4 of his property in Aziz in Fajan. So they talked and they did the deal. And all of them, of course, it's fall through off because seller changed his mind. So when the seller changed his mind, I had to look for him other properties. What I did, I was going on Property Finder and calling other agents. And with the agent from Farm Property helped me to close 12 property with the same client.
Wow.
Yes. So, you see, it happened, but wow, because I put myself
In that positions, yeah.
Now you bring them the client, you bring the law tightened, but they don't even close the deal. But I don't,
More than that.
because you can take half of the commission, at least do something. Be driven, try. If I will call my investor and ask him how many projects I send, he will say, I think you send it the whole back.
Yeah. So you really went all in. You just didn't.
I see opportunity. Yeah, till today. I see an opportunity, I do all. That's it. It's like every day you wake up, there's an opportunity.